All right. Give me just a second. Let me go grab a drink. The link is in chat. If you guys want to join in. Whoa. Why is it doing that? I don't know why I'm getting feedback here. What's that all about? There we go. Got it fixed. I don't know what that was all about. We had some feedback there. Okay. I know. Listen, you guys got something on your mind. I want to hear it. Let me go grab a drink really quick, and we'll get this thing started. The link again is available for anybody that wants to call in. Make sure you guys like, share, subscribe, share the content, share it on social media. Be right back. All right. Welcome, everybody, to the Tusk Talk with Ty. Oh, there we go. Tusk Talk with Ty post-game show. Call in. Link is available. We've got a couple of guys. Friday, 420. That ought to be interesting. But first up, we've got Mon Money. Mon, what's going on, man?
Oh, nothing much, man. That was a disappointing loss.
Yeah.
I mean, man, they just didn't get started. I mean, they had late jump start to even run the game. They went on a 21-0 run. I mean, well, 19-0, but it was far too late. Uh, Defense did better. Offense just wasn't there today.
Yeah, so I mean, normally I had planned on this being a kind of post game where we're talking about the MVPs.
Oh well, we got a couple.
You got a couple? Do you want to give me a couple MVPs? Have at it.
McAdoo, that would be one. Trey Knox, he was all right. Landers did all right, but McAdoo had to be the one for defense anyway, because he basically helped keep him in the game. Interception, a block punt. I mean, he was just stellar. But other than that, I mean, trying to look at a ray of sunshine on the offense, it wasn't there today.
No, it was like everyone said. Like I said, with Otis, it was too little, too late for the offense. The offensive line, pretty bad.
Oh yeah, today it was. I just never seen it. I didn't see not anything that said, hey, we're gonna win this game after the first quarter. They just was not there.
Yeah.
KJ was dull. Rocket was not even a factor in this. AJ, he was all right. Davinian never got started.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, Hazelwood ended up leading in receiving. Well, catches, not yards. He had 8 catches, 86 yards. He did all right.
Landers did okay.
Landers was pretty impressive. He just did not go down. The guy, he caught everything that was thrown at him. He was targeted 7 times. He caught 6 of them, and then he just would not go down. He had 75 yards after the catch.
That's a bright spot, but we ain't gonna have him next year. So.
A lot of questions about what they're going to do next year. And like another media member told me up in the press box, they're going to have to wipe the secondary clean next year. And that includes everyone that was on the field. I don't know that I completely agree. I do think there are a couple of guys back there that might get
still got some hope. I mean, like, Clark. I mean, we all cry about him, but Blair boy, that man is a liability for real.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, that's Blair. Blair has struggled, and I hate that for him. You know, he earned his scholarship,
But he
played his
get
heart out.
yeah, he get blue pass worse than Clark was. I mean, you can
Yeah,
expect it on Clark every other play.
yeah,
But man, Blair, every play almost. He
yeah,
played okay today, but
yeah. Hmm.
first game. But other than that, I mean, I'm not gonna say I'm not down in the hogs and then, but boy, that bowl that bowl game looking a little scary, boy, cause the way LSU playing, Ole Miss, Missouri,
Hmm. Yeah.
yeah, it ain't no for sure. We gonna have to get a whole lot of stuff together.
So that's how I kind of want to end these call-ins, and that's with you telling me whether or not you think they get to just a yes, no. Do they make a bowl game?
Yeah, we'll make one.
Okay.
I got confidence in that, and
All
you
right.
know what I'm saying. I'm still a hog fan. I ain't going nowhere.
Yeah.
Woo pig suey. All right,
There
thanks,
you go,
Top
man.
Puppy. Yes, sir.
All right. Well, I appreciate it. It's good talking to you as always.
Already. Y'all have a good one. I'm on the live.
All right. All right. We've got another one. We got Woo Pig. I don't know if he's there or not. He had his camera on. Let's see if he's. Oh, there he is. There he is. There's Woo Pig. What up? What's going on, man?
Going on, man? Nothing much, man. Just chiming in here, tapping in about the offense, man. Offense did what they could, man. And I don't know. It's just from what I've seen, we can't get started. We can't get started that late. Offense can't get started that late.
Yeah.
It's too late in the season for us to, trying to get the ball rolling offensively like that late. So, man, that's all. That's pretty much all I got, man. I'm
all right.
Tapping in and listening to the live, man.
Well, tell me really quick before you go: is Arkansas making a bowl game? Yes or no?
Definitely think we're making a bowl game. I'll be satisfied with that.
So you do. So you think
on anything else, but
so you think they're going bowling? You got them going.
I think
bowling.
we're going bowling.
All right. Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right, man.
Well,
I
appreciate
you calling, man.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it.
All right. Both those guys, they both say Arkansas is going bowling. If you want to call into the show, there's the link. It's in the chat. Brad Caldwell says McLaughlin is fine. The rest are bad besides McAdoo. McAdoo, like Otis said, had a great what a debut for him. I mean, I know he's played special teams, but I mean, that guy, a block punt, an interception. I think he actually got credit for another pass breakup. I thought I saw. I might be looking at that incorrectly. LSU or even Ole Miss could fall apart. This is crazy blue kicks. Offense didn't do nothing, says Brian Frazier. Yeah, I agree. They were that's going to be the biggest question coming out of this game all week. Going into the LSU game, what the hell just happened? What happened to the offense last week? They got whooped. They got absolutely smoked on that offensive line, man. And again, Otis was dead on. Nobody has done that. Teams with so much more talent has done that or hasn't done that to Arkansas up front on the offensive line. They got smoked. I don't know. I don't know if someone just got healthy over the week. Maybe someone for them. And look, they are good, right? Their defensive front is good. If you've looked at their numbers, and I have their numbers here, they're actually pretty damn solid up front on the defensive line. Total defense, they're 25th in the country, giving up just 330 yards. By the way, Arkansas definitely got more than 330 yards. They just didn't score. Scoring defense, they're 31st in the country, giving up 21.5 points. Arkansas was under that, obviously. Third down defense, we were scratching our heads. Arkansas was what was it? 2 for their first 10, wasn't it? Was it 3 for 10? I think it was something bad. It was way underneath their average. And here's a little bit of an explanation. At this point in the year, maybe we do need to look at these numbers a little harder, right? I always bring them up. They're 14th in the country on third down defense. Fourth down defense, they're 23rd. Tackles for loss, they're 4th in the country, averaging 9 tackles for loss. What did they do today? They lived in Arkansas's backfield. And then finally, sacks. They're tied for 3rd with Cincinnati, 30 sacks on the year, according to NCAAstats.com, for 198 total yards of off the sacks, averaging nearly 4 sacks a game. All right, we've got someone else up. Brian Frazier. I don't know if we're looking at the roof of his car. What is it?
I'm driving, man.
Oh, all right.
What's going on, brother? I'm on my lunch break, you know what I'm saying, trying to listen in. I had to smoke a joint after that. I don't know if I can say that on TV, but it's legal here. So I had to smoke a joint on my lunch break. So, but let's jump into it. Let's just jump right into it real quick.
Do it up.
We just look nonchalant all day long until the fourth quarter. I'm not on the fire Sam Pittman, Browse, or Odom. I was there at one point, but I'm not. I will say this because this year I'm looking already to next season. If we don't make some major adjustments on defense, then we should start talking about, can we get some more coaches? You understand what I'm saying? Browns, I was mad at Browns, but you know what? The offense other than today, has played amazing, man. But I don't know, man. I'm over this season already. It's sad to say that so early in the year, but I'm over it already. As Arkansas fans, if you've been a fan as long as I have, as long as you have, we're honestly tired of this. You know what I'm saying? We listen to the post game and we hear, well, we got to get better and all that. Yeah, we know that. And I'm almost wondering when Sam said, we're just trying to make it to a bowl game. I wonder if he already knew that our secondary was trash.
I think you got a good point there. I think that's pretty spot on.
But I'm gonna go ahead and jump off here, Todd. But bowl prediction. I only see one win on that schedule, and that's if we could possibly beat Missouri.
Yeah. Okay.
And that's just being honest. Man, appreciate you taking my call, brother. I'm listening in.
Thanks for calling in, man.
Finish smoking my joint.
There you go.
All right, man. Woo pig.
Woo pig. That was a rolled cigarette. That wasn't a joint. Of course not. That wasn't a joint. That was a rolled cigarette. You guys chill out. That man made more points high than some of you completely sober. I'm just saying. Some of you, not all of you. Most of you are smart, on the nose fans because you're here and you listen to this show, or you listen to or you read Otis Kirk and Dudley Dawson and Kevin McPherson, so you know what's up. Oh man. Yeah, and then there's it's the stragglers. It's the people who just come in just to, talk some garbage. That was great. That might be the greatest call already. And this is only the second show that we've done this, and that was MVP right there. Great call. All right, we've got Brad Caldwell up next. Look at this. Again, if you guys want in, here's that link again. I'll share it with you. These have been great calls. All the calls have been great. All right, Brad, what's going on, brother?
Hey, what's going on, man? This is a really, really cool thing you're doing. I've got to say, this is the first time I've been able to check it out. I'm still driving down the road. We were doing the red and white game over at Parkview today, but I caught bits and pieces of the ball game, man. I'm telling you, this is as big a letdown as I've seen under the Sam Pittman era here, man. I mean, the Texas A&M game, I guess, could have been as much a letdown just because Texas A&M's not very good. In fact, Liberty's probably as good or better than Texas A&M is. Yeah. But, man, this is rough. This is a tough one to swallow because, you're talking about bowl eligibility right now. And the fact is that bowl eligibility is in danger after this loss.
Mm-hmm. What really fast? I know you didn't get to watch the whole game, but I mean, besides the secondary being as bad as it's been this year, where do you see, okay, if they just improve this area, they've got a shot at making a bowl game? Where's that
at? Man, I don't know. I don't know. Other than they just figure it out. They figure out a way to get better. The team has fight. It's not like it was with Chad Morris, where they would just lay down. They're fighting. They're playing hard for the staff. I mean, I don't have any doubt about that. There's been many times since the last 2 or 3 years that they could have laid down and quit. They haven't done that. There's just questionable things that happen. I know the McAdoo thing is one thing. And I'm not here to toot my own horn by any means. I'm not trying to do that. But my group, and you can name them if you want to, did the Desark and Clarendon game last year. We did Fordyce and Clarendon as well. And one of the things that I saw right off the bat is Quincy McAdoo can play ball. A next level athlete. And, we got to have those type of guys on the field. We cannot leave those guys on the sideline. This is 8 games in. He's barely got a sniff of the field. And I know that progression and everything, but my God, you've got to have a difference maker like him on the field. Whether it be a wide receiver or defensive back, I saw that when I was calling this game last year. He could make a difference at defensive back, and he showed that today.
Yeah, that's very true. They're like you said, it's kind of hard. It's hard. It's hard to look at this and go, well, outside the secondary, well, if they're just better here. I've kind of wondered about the usage of the wide receivers. I've kind of wondered about that a little bit. Maybe overall, obviously the run game's fine. I could talk about rotation all day long. By the way, Brad Caldwell, you're more than welcome to say what it is that you do, but you go ahead. Go ahead and plug it, man. I'm all about that.
Man, I appreciate that. And I promise you, this is not why I called in. I just think right now what you're doing is a great thing. This is like, 2022 drive time sports or whatever you want to call it. But I run the Arkansas Sports Network on Facebook. We do a lot of high school stuff. We do some Razorback coverage as well. We do a lot. We try to go see these kids that are Razorback commitments. This year, Shamar Easter of Ashdown was the biggest one that we've gotten. Obviously, this year hasn't been a year like last year was. I think we got most of the football players. I think there were 2 that we didn't get last year, and then all the basketball players except for Nick Smith. And we showed up in the gym with Nick Smith, and he had a boot on, so we were unable to get his game. But boy, we got Khalil Ware, and he went to Oregon. That was fun. But anyway, with that being said, we Arkansas Sports Network. We're pretty Facebook heavy. We do YouTube, that sort of thing, and always trying to figure out what's next. And I'm watching you, man. I'm not gonna lie, I'm watching you. You're showing a lot of things, but man, you do a great job, and I like the heck out of you. And we got a common bond, that's for sure. So
we do. That we do.
Anyway, hey man, you're doing a great job, and just continue doing what you're doing.
I appreciate it, Brad.
All right, man.
Have a good one, man.
See ya.
Brad Caldwell, Arkansas Sports Network. You guys go check them out on Facebook. Everything they post, I mean, they kill it. They do a great job over there. All right, we've got more. I mean, this thing is just lining up. We've got someone in a Liberty jersey. What is this? We've got someone in a Liberty jersey in the lobby, but first we're going to get to I Am Prue. He was there first. Well, look at this. Look at you guys calling in. What's up, man?
Hey, Ty. It's been a long time coming. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you perfectly fine. And that beard, by the way, is glorious.
Thank you. I just got out of urgent care, so it's like extra masked out. I didn't go to urgent care because of the game. I probably should have.
Okay. Yeah.
But I was just able to tune in, and I'm so glad I caught this. Just my takeaways from today. I think it's time that Hunter sits down with Sam and really talks about Sam's friends, because it's not working. I know you preach quality depth, and I've been a Hog fan my whole life, and I'm just wondering, when's Arkansas finally going to turn that page or that corner of having it? And I feel like that adage that's been popping up with Sam being the Mike Anderson of Arkansas football is showing to be pretty accurate right now. I like Sam Pittman. I'm not jumping off his train yet, but we've got some really, really good pieces to the puzzle. It's just, I don't know if it's leadership on the field, if it's coaching. I have a feeling it's probably both. Why we just can't put something together. Why? It didn't matter if it was Bert, if it was Chad, if it was whoever. Even in the nut days, it's like whenever these teams that you should be better than show up and you just snooze on them. I don't know what it is with hog football. It's kind of how it always seems to be.
Yeah.
But I think it's time Hunter Yurchek sits down with Sam about Barry. And it's not. I know Barry did better things today. His group did better things today. But overall, Barry and KB, it's not working this year. And they have some really good pieces of the puzzle. And I don't know why it's just not working.
So you think Kendall Briles? You think they ought to walk away from Kendall, or maybe they give him the treatment that they gave an offensive coordinator under Brett Bielema, where they don't offer him an extension? You think maybe something like that, and they just let him walk?
I'm careful for what I wish for. So I think, and the coaching search right now is just on fire nationwide, especially in the SEC. So maybe if you dangle that carrot, it might. I say start there, because it's not working. And it's not just. It wasn't that it wasn't working tonight. It's been the story all year long. Going all the way back to Missouri State. I don't care if Petrino's there or not. You should mop the floor with those dudes.
I agree with that.
So, yeah, and again, all credit to Petrino and Freeze. Like, they can coach the balls off of anything. But, man, that's how I feel, Ty. That's where I'm at.
All right, man. Well, okay. Final thing, and we're gonna bring on this Liberty fan here in a second.
See this?
But does Arkansas go bowling?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think so.
See, you're just saying no. I like a straightforward answer. That's all I want. I appreciate that.
I don't think so.
Okay. So, all right, man. Hopefully you call back in, man. This was fun. And the quality too of your camera, you must have like a brand new iPhone, because your camera looks nicer than mine.
No, because this is my 1.5-year-old daughter has crushed my screen. Oh. So if you could see what I'm looking at right now,
well, it looks fine on this side. And it's not just that beard either. I mean, it's just high quality. That
dude,
beard is next level.
I married my wife with a beard, and I'm so lucky because I can't get rid of it. And my daughter only knows me with a beard. So
yeah, my kids too. Yeah. My kids only know me with a beard. You guys wouldn't know me if I shaved my beard. You wouldn't know me. You'd be like, "Who's this fat guy?" What? All right, man.
Hey, before I go, I'm gonna throw some smoke up your skirt. Congratulations and well done in everything you're doing. I really
appreciate that. I appreciate that. Thank you so much, man. That means a lot. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Go Hogs.
All right. Go Hogs. That's right. I'm loving these calls. You guys are crushing these calls, by the way. Let's get to these super chats really quick before we get to the Liberty fan. Hog Barbecue with the $5 super chat. Ty, do we start seeing freshmen now? Only 3 games left. Probably, especially with the bowl game on the line. Yeah, they're going to have to do something different. And that may mean a little bit more Centennial. What little we've seen out of him, he's fast, dude. He's fast. I'm loving the hell out of him if they get him involved a little more. Here's another super chat. Brian Fraser, who was just on. That man is spot on, Ty, and thanks for the high compliment. That was the best. That was the best take. And you weren't sober. I do. I appreciate the super chats, you guys. I really do. All right, let's see what this is all about. First off, you guys make sure you like, share, subscribe. I have no idea what we're in for here. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. Check out Patreon. I would appreciate that. You guys get access to all kinds of stuff for those of you in Discord. If you're not in our Discord, you need to be in our Discord. All right, let's see what this is all about. Chat, try to play nice.
Okay, Ty, listen. Okay. If y'all know my name, I'm the renowned pessimist, and I just so happen to have a Liberty hoodie, and I figured I should call in and rep the Flames.
Why?
I actually did have a genuine, question, but I figured we got 3 games left: Ole Miss, LSU, Missouri, and we only really need one to get to a bowl game.
Sure.
And I was wondering, I mean, which do you think we have the best shot at taking? Because under normal circumstances, I would say Missouri, but Missouri played really well today, and the Missouri game is on the road. So I was wondering what your thoughts would be on that.
Well, I would agree that it would probably be Mizzou. I know that's not what you're looking for, but it has to be, right? I mean, Ole Miss, although I think they've run into a buzzsaw, I think Ole Miss we're finally seeing just how overrated they really were all along, despite the fact they went down to College Station. They're about to play. They've got Bama coming up here, and that's going to be. I mean, I feel like that's an automatic L. So Arkansas is going to get them after they play Bama. So maybe that's your next possibility. But I would have to say it's got to be Mizzou. They're 2-4 overall. They're 4-5 overall. They're 2-4 in conference play. Not been that impressed with them. They lost to Kentucky in a close game, 21-17. They beat, you look at their wins, Louisiana Tech, Abilene Christian, which by the way, they only won that game 34-17. Then they lost to Auburn. Lost a close game at home to Georgia, which you could argue Georgia probably should have won that game. They went on the road and they lost to Florida in a close game. But then they beat a couple of teams in Vanderbilt and South Carolina. They have no quality wins. The only you go back to Kansas State, they got smoked 40-12. They gave up 24 to Louisiana Tech. Mizzou has got to be that team. But the way Arkansas is playing right now, listen, this is the one thing I have to disagree with folks on, which is the offense. Today was honestly, this is that game we're going to look back on and we're going to go, what the hell happened? What did we just witness? Why did the offense take so long to get it together? Even though they outgained Liberty by 100 yards, what happened? And that's reasonable. I think this is also a game where you look at and you go, well, all right, the execution on the field was atrocious. Otis Kirk talked about that quite a bit. But okay, so tell me, you don't have to answer this. You were raised in Arkansas, right?
Yeah. Yes.
So why the Liberty? Why the Liberty?
It's just so I'm heading to college next year. I'm a senior in high school.
Okay.
And it's just one of the colleges I'm looking at. So
Liberty is a college. Okay. So I seem to remember this conversation in our Discord.
Yeah.
So you were going to choose between Arkansas and Liberty. Are you going to go to Liberty now?
It wasn't the decision. It was one of them's getting cut.
Oh, okay.
So, and even then, after tonight, I'm still not positive.
Okay.
Because, I really thought Arkansas would win.
Well, yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah. Okay.
But, yeah.
So all right, man. So is Arkansas going bowling? Do you think they're going bowling?
I think they beat Missouri. I think they go 6-6.
Okay. All right. Well, that's fair. That's an optimistic take out of you.
Yeah. For me, absolutely. This is as optimistic as you guys will ever see me until basketball season.
Yeah. Okay. All right, man. Well, I appreciate the call, Judd.
Yes, sir. Y'all have a good one.
You too, man. Wow. Okay. Look, now that we know who that is, he's in our Discord. That's Judd. Now we can put a face, and it kind of explains a little bit. I mean, I'm not putting the kid down. We were all 17, 18 years of age. God knows how negative I would have been. God only knows. I was very like the Razorbacks and the Rams and the Cardinals, the Celtics. Those were like my teams. And when they lost, who knows what I would have said on a message board. It probably would have been pretty bad. So, oh boy, we've got trouble on the line. Hopefully this time he's got his damn phone next to his mouth, and hopefully he's not driving. Let me read your comments here really quick before we do that. This guy looks 16. Well, I think he's around 17, 18. But thank you for calling, Judd. I do appreciate it. Just go to Liberty. Just go to Liberty. He's young man. We need to encourage young men these days, all right? It's rough out there. The fellas, we got it rough out there. Put the bat down? What? What are you talking about? I'm going to boot Judd. Oh, Lord. KJ and Rocket should have been benched, says Patrick Boatner. What do you guys think? Do you agree with that? All right. Hold on to your seats here. Hold on to your seats. We've got trouble.
I'm not that bad.
Well, and you're not, at least, so you're parked, at least.
I'm parked. I just got home.
Okay. Give me your thoughts, man. Tell me what's up.
No F-bombs, right?
No F-bombs. I only say no F-bombs because YouTube's weird how they work. You could say almost anything else except the F, obviously, in what they consider to be hate speech, right? You can't say certain things, but like the F-bombs, I stay away from. So yeah, no F-bombs.
You got it. I think I got them all out of my system during the game anyway. Whew. I can't put it on play calling on either side of the.
Okay.
Our second half defense was A+. I mean,
yeah,
no points scored. They turned the ball over. They did what they were supposed to do. Our offensive line looked like they have never blocked in their lives. I can't sit here and say Browse called a bad game. I can't say Odom called a bad game. I can't fathom what happened on the field. Our execution was terrible this week.
It was terrible. And I think this is the first game. Well, in A&M I thought was a mixed bag too, but this is the first game I look at, and I want to put it on majority on the players. I'm trying not to do that, but a part of me wants to, because like I mentioned earlier, Otis Kirk put it best. They've played far better talent and dominated. You can't tell me, and that's on the road too. That's on the road and at home against better opponents, and they got the job done. The run game did exactly what it was supposed to do. They gave KJ, for the most part, protection. And then today, I don't know. So I agree with you. I think execution was atrocious today. And again, a part of me wants to just be like, this is all on the damn players, but it's not. Coaches, Kendall, Barry, Sam, all of them deserve some criticism for sure.
Yeah. Well, I said it earlier. Jukeboxes are outdated. We use Bluetooth technology now, and it's time to get this team up out of the 80s, man. We're not running the ball 80% of the time is not getting it done. We come out and we take over games when we get the ball in the air. When we trust them with the interception in the end zone that bounced off of Knox's hands, he's got to pull that one in. Thompson's got to pull in that first down catch that he dropped. You can't go out there and not do what you're supposed to do and then be like, well, they're going to blame the coaches. So.
Yeah, by the way, that Knox, the pick off of Knox, it's the second time this year that's happened off of him, off of one of his drops.
And that was a 14-point swing.
Yeah,
that was Texas A&M 2.0.
Yeah,
we might lose the next couple games and beat Missouri and find us a bowl game.
If Arkansas loses out, which, like I told you guys a while back, that's on the table. It looks like now it's sitting right next to Arkansas, if I'm being honest. If you guys want me to be straight up, I don't know that I share the same opinion on Arkansas making a bowl game. I don't know that I share that yet. I've been back. I call it week to week. It changes week to week, but it's so wild how inconsistent this football team really is from head to toe. Stephen Hamner from QB Spotlight, he and I and another mutual friend of ours are in a group chat. And he said, Arkansas, I think he said something to the effect of it's frustrating because Arkansas is so up and down and inconsistent. At their best on offense, they can go toe-to-toe with any defense in the country. At their worst, and this is me saying this, at their worst, they couldn't stop Fayetteville High School, and they couldn't move the ball on Fayetteville High School. It's bizarre, and it's very strange. It is a better product on the field than we ever got out of Chad. It's a better product on the field than we got in at least the last year of Brett Bielema. But it's wildly inconsistent. And you go back to A&M loss, shouldn't have lost that game. Or maybe all along we should have, because they really aren't that good. They're a sub 500 team, maybe.
Yeah. Maybe they're playing outside their means.
Yeah.
That's what I don't know, man. I can't call it.
Someone said earlier that Arkansas, they're not going to get this turned around until they start recruiting 4 and 5 stars. Man, if it were that easy, Arkansas, everybody would be doing it. And it's just not that easy, especially at a place like Arkansas where you're tucked away in the corner, the beautiful corner of the state of Arkansas, I might add, in the Ozarks. It's gorgeous here. Fayetteville's an awesome college town. The neighboring cities and towns around it are gorgeous. Some of them have issues with methamphetamines, but still, Fayetteville itself is gorgeous. And all that's wonderful. But you're tucked away, like Barry Switzer said once on Bo Magley's show. You're in the middle of nowhere. It's hard to recruit here. Basketball, a little different, right? When you get the right guy in, he can go out and have a top 3 class. And I really think that could be Musselman's clearly that guy for basketball. But there's also a little bit more relevant history there. They've won a national title in the last 30 years. There's relevancy there, and all it took was the right guy in the right place at the right time, and that's exactly what happened. And Musselman, I think, going to be fine. Is Sam Pittman the right pick for Arkansas? I mean, and also, like I said with Otis, the job that he did turning this thing around was nothing short of extraordinary. Year 2, you win 9 games. Nobody saw that. Nobody thought that was going to happen. John, are they going to make a bowl game?
Yeah, not enough teams hit 500. They'll be the
first.
Say that
again. You cut out. Say that again.
I said, yeah, if they don't have enough teams hit 6 and 6, they'll be one of the first 5 and 7 teams that make it.
So you say they're going to get mercied into to a bowl game?
Yeah, they'll get there by default.
Don't you have to have grades? Isn't that how that works now? You're supposed to have like the average GPA or something. I know that was a thing for like a year.
I don't know. I don't think 5 and 7 teams should be in a bowl game, but
no, I don't. I don't think so either. I don't think 5 wins should be enough. If you're below 500, you don't deserve to be in. That's my take. A&M had the number 1 class. Stars don't matter. Coaching does. No, stars do matter. They matter. But coaching matters as much or more. I agree. And Hugh Freeze is a great example of that. I mean,
hard work, talent.
Yeah. Experience, having super seniors, killing it in the portal, all that stuff matters. But coaching does matter, but stars do matter. I won't say that. I don't agree that they don't matter. They do. But yeah, you've got to have the coaching to back it up. Pittman, cultural fit is a yes. Yeah, he's a cultural fit. He's a great fit, just in terms. Yeah, culture. What's his ceiling, right? Like that's the question I would ask chat. Like, what do you think? Is 9 wins his ceiling? 8 regular season wins. Is that his ceiling? Can he do better? Obviously, I don't think they do. I mean, they can't do better this year. So, you got anything? You got any more wisdom? I want to hear. Give us some words of wisdom.
I think we need to prepare for the fact that Pittman is a good fit, but he's here for a reason. He's a foundation building reason.
Ooh.
Pittman will set us up where we're hitting 5 and 7, 6 and 6, 7 and 5. And set up the next guy to go and get us that 9, 10, 11 win seasons.
So he's an in-between type hire.
Yeah, I fully believe so. And I love the guy. I don't know if he's got what it takes to get us over the hump.
And the reason why people are saying this, and I think it's a great point, because they have regressed. They're not going in the direction we all thought they would go. They've regressed. They're not as good as they were last year. They're not, and that's not a good sign. When you add the names that they've added, like Dwight McLaughlin, Landon Jackson, Sanders, Jaden Hazelwood, 2 former 5-star prospects. When you have KJ coming back, you have the best. And I don't know how many games these guys have played between the 5 of them, but a very experienced, very talented. Well, I say very, right. I say that loosely because it's not like they're loaded up full of first-round draft picks, but a very good offensive line when you have the backfield that they have, and yet you're going backwards. That is not a good sign. That's not a sign of greatness. I'll just say that. I kind of feel, and I'm not dumping on Sam. I'm with John on this. I love the guy. I think I'd love to have a beer with him. You hear that all the time when you're talking about politicians or whatever. I'd sit down and have a beer with him. I think he's a good guy. And I do think he's a good fit. I'm not jumping off the Pittman train, but I do think there is a realization here that he's a foundation builder. That's what he is. And maybe that's what you say he is. I think there's probably some truth to that. So appreciate your call, Haas.
Hey, I had to sneak it in. Now I got to go watch some baseball.
Oh yeah, that's right. You do, don't you?
Yes, I do.
Must be nice.
Yeah. Go Stros, baby. Ooh, pig. It hurts today, but you'll feel okay tomorrow.
Yeah.
And on Saturday, short memories, get through it, get to the next one.
Yeah.
All right, man. Woo pig.
All right, John. Thanks for the call, man.
Yep.
Yeah. So I'm not jumping off any bandwagons. I don't think fans should. I think they ought to support this team absolutely. If you have an opportunity to go to the game, cheer them on. But understand, first off, this year I just don't know that I see them going bowling. I just don't. And I've been so back and forth on that because of how wildly inconsistent they are as a program or as a team this year. I just don't know. It's hard to answer, but I'm just having a hard time seeing it. I just really am. ESPN predicted 6 wins based on its metrics. It did. The what the hell they call that? The Football Power Index, the FPI. They did. I think that's right. It was 6-6. Come on, Sam, make football great again, says Hero Blake. Remember, Houston Nutt came in for 10 years, made a foundation, then came in Bobby Petrino. That's a very good point. Had Petrino not fooled around literally off the field, outside of his office or inside his office, am I right? I did not have sexual relations with that woman. That's my Bill Clinton. I did not inhale. Go Hogs. Yeah. Had he not had none of that happened, who knows where Arkansas's program would have been? I mean, it could have flattened out. Some people think that, well, look what happened at Liberty. Look what's happening this year at Missouri State. There's no guarantees, and I agree with that. But I think on the surface, Pittman was Petrino was a great hire, and Houston that helped what he took over after Ford, what he took over. And year one out the gate, he's got them competitive, right? What he took over was a dumpster fire with Danny Ford. And then he turned it into 10 years of not all great, right? You had some years there that were very suspect, like someone called in earlier and said, we've always struggled with these teams. Like Minnesota. You remember Minnesota lost to them, UNLV in a bowl game. You lost to UNLV. Like that's just kind of been a part of their history the last 20 or so years. Or even going back further, going back to the Ford years. Southwest Conference, it didn't seem like that happened as often, but they played some pretty good non-con opponents, actually. Miami, a couple times in the 80s. You guys remember that? Those of you who are old enough, I'm not. I hear about it all the time. Remember when we played Miami? Great Clinton SNL worthy. Thank you. I appreciate that. Let's go portaling, says Steve. Yeah, and they're going to have to, Steve. I agree. They're going to have to. They're going to have to crush it. Why do we even care at this point? Oh, God. Oh, my God. Don't go. Just step away from the ledge, Richard. Step away. It's just football. I know I shouldn't say that because we do care so deeply, but oh, my God. Why do we even care at this point? Why do we care? This was supposed to be our year. Now, I don't know what you mean by that. I don't know what you mean by our year. Like, what do you mean by that? But it definitely won't be next year with the amount of people leaving. Well, the portal is supposed to help with stuff like that, right? Remember, Houston came in for 10 years. Oh, we already read that comment. Can we pull coaches out of the portal? Well, you can definitely make some moves, and I think too if they lose out. I think regardless of what happens, even if they finish 6-6, they're probably still going to have a talk. Or if they go 7-5, they're still going to have a talk. Like, all right, we're going to have to make some changes. The defense, after 3 years, you have to ask yourself, what's going on there? Again, the defense was not the primary issue. We didn't go over enough numbers on Hogville. Let's talk about these numbers really quick in this game. Again, the link is live. If you guys want to call in, the link is live. We have time. I'll keep this going. If we get more people calling in, we'll keep it going for a little bit. Jonathan Bennett, they made this kid who, think about this. They had quarterback issues this week, guys with the flu, guys with broken wrist and this and that. And Jonathan Bennett comes in. He throws 15 and 25 for 224, 3 touchdowns, and just 1 pick. According to ESPN, that's a quarterback rating of 71.7. All right, Dede Hunter gets knocked out of the game. This dude's good. This dude is really good, and he started to look okay against Arkansas. He only had 29 yards off 9 carries, but he got knocked out of the game. Shedro Lewis comes in, 15 carries, 57 yards. Overall, it says they had 38 carries, 91 yards. We have to factor in some other stuff there, right? But I thought the run defense mostly did okay. 38 carries and just 91 total yards on the ground. That's 2.4 yards per carry. It's not like the secondary was atrocious. They were still really not good. Wide open play or wide open receivers downfield multiple times, but that's who they are. They're not even bend, don't break. They're just break to break. That's what they are. I mean, they give up big plays. Demario Douglas killed them. 7 catches, 145 yards. It's 21 yards per reception. He had a touchdown. Demario Douglas just killed them. Trayon Sibley, couple catches for 27 yards and a touchdown. Then Noah Firth. Sounds like an actor. Noah Firth. Stars in Titanic 2. I don't know. I think I'm hilarious. Some of you probably don't. I think I'm hilarious, and that's all that matters. They lived in Arkansas's backfield, man. 14 tackles for loss. This game was won and lost at the line of scrimmage, point blank. Penalties didn't kill you. Turnovers weren't great. This game was won and lost. It was won for Liberty, lost for Arkansas at the LOS at the line of scrimmage. 14 tackles for loss, 4 sacks. Arkansas had 9 TFLs. That's pretty good, right? They had 4 sacks. But this is not a game. I'm sorry, man. This is not a game. You're supposed to beat these teams, right? Didn't happen today. Liberty was the better team today, and that's just weird to say out loud. Hugh Freeze, Auburn needs to be on the phone with him ASAP. Liberty's very first victory against an SEC opponent. They're now 1-4? So very first. That stings even more. Once again, Arkansas allowing a team another first. That seems to be every year you hear this. Oh, well, so-and-so's first in school history to do this, or so-and-so breaks a school record. Oh, look at that true freshman dominate the Arkansas defense. Like, it just seems like every year we hear this over and over again, no matter who the coach is. You can't put that all on Sam. That's not fair. But I was really impressed. Drew Sanders, no shock there. 3.5 tackles for loss. He had a sack, 9 tackles. Of course, Dwight McLaughlin, he had a pass breakup. I don't think. No. Hold on. That's Latavius Brini. No, it's not. It's Dwight. My bad. 3 tackles. He had a pass breakup. Latavius Brini. Brini, I thought, looked pretty good, actually. Now, I keep in mind the first half up in the box, you guys have a better view than we do up in the box. I don't know, but in the second half, from what I saw him make a really nice open field tackle, stuck the guy. Really impressed with Brennan. He's not brought up a whole lot because he's not giving up a ton of big plays. I'm not saying he plays perfect. I think Chavis gave up, I think, a couple of scores. I know he gave up at least one. Jordan Dominic, once again, he's good for a sack. Every game he comes in, he's either going to get a couple TFLs or he's going to get a sack. Jordan Dominic has been an interesting piece with that defense. And then Quincy McAdoo, who, I think you got to give, you might just give him player of the game. I don't know. Punt block, an interception, 3 tackles. I thought he was fantastic. What a game for a true freshman. Dude, I'm sorry, but it's year 3, and Pittman is regressing. That's not good. These are supposed to be his guys. That's a fair take. I mean, I don't know if you're talking to me. I mean, I've been skeptical. I had someone on Twitter say that I'm doing something that you haven't done all year. Well, you clearly aren't in my postgame shows, or you haven't been to my weekly shows. Yeah, the staff deserves a lot of criticism. Ty Hugh Freeze. Will Hugh Freeze be the third former A-State coach that Auburn hires? Probably. Chavis is mediocre. Did anyone else see Sam Pittman had a bloody hand? No, I did not. I haven't watched the press conference. I'm going to go watch that next. All right. I do appreciate you guys. Shout out to our show sponsor, Apex Tattoo Studio, and also Direct Service Overhead. I brought them. They're back over here. I don't have their. We'll put their. Oh, there they are. They're here too. Both of them. Direct Service Overhead and Apex. See that? Boop, 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 boop. See it on the screen? There you go. Those are both sponsors. I can't put them both up at the same time. That's the one thing that kind of sucks about this setup. We'll have to fix that for next weekend. But yeah, Apex Tattoo Studio. If you guys are looking to get inked up, man, go hit them up. Tell them Ty sent you. They're located in Rogers for anybody who's over there. 615 West Oak Street, Rogers, Arkansas, 479-278-2694. And Direct Service Overhead. Affordable outcomes, hundreds of 5-star reviews, better than best results. They offer same-day services and free estimates. Give them a call, 501-244-3667. Look at year 3 of every single good coach. They don't regress. Yeah, something else I've thought about, and listen, I agree with that. I mean, it's not a bad take, but something I was thinking about. This is an entirely, and I'm not trying to make excuses for him. I'm not. It's just something that I've kind of pondered. It's a new era of college football. It is a brand new era of college football. The NIL, the transfer portal. When you hire a guy, that's something. When you're an athletic director, that's something you're going to have to consider. How did he do in the portal? The NIL stuff is completely. That's on the university to let these kids get their name out, right? Arkansas actually offers aid to these kids as far as like teaching them about building brands and whatnot, which I think is pretty cool. But you're going to have to go after a coach who knows how to navigate the portal. It's an entirely different era. And I think they've done great. I honestly think they have. I think they've done a good job in the portal, and now they're going to be able to utilize the portal even more so. But you kind of wonder too, though, compared to everyone else, how did they do? How did they do compared to everyone else in the portal? Yeah, they grabbed a couple of former 5-stars. Drew Sanders is a star. I think he is a star. I only wonder how much better he would be. Think about where his numbers would be. What did he come into this game with? 6.5 sacks or something? They stopped rushing him because they have to drop everybody back. Imagine if he was surrounded with a little bit better talent. Imagine if they had a little bit more talent up front on the defensive line. Imagine if they had competent people in the secondary, competent players. I hate to say that about these young men. I really do. But let's just face the facts here. Let's call a spade a spade. The secondary has been atrocious consistently. They just made this cornerback look great, like he never missed a beat. And I would argue, too, holding them to 21 is great. But this is not a high-functioning, high-quality offense. They're not the kind of offense that picks up chunk plays and chunk yardage like they did today. They kind of shot themselves in the foot a couple of times, too, with some key penalties. But this is not the kind of, like, yeah, great. You held at home. You held these guys to 21 points. Fantastic. You got 4 sacks. You kind of look like your old selves a little bit, actually applying pressure. But just imagine where this defense would be if they just had, I don't know, one more safety that you felt pretty good about. A couple of guys, not former walk-ons. And Hudson Clark has been great. He has. Middle safety spot has been his spot, undoubtedly. has been fantastic. Now, I think today he did. I think he in the first half that last score in the second quarter, I think it was. Someone said that was on him. He wasn't anywhere in the area. He might have, and I don't know. Again, I'm gonna have to go back and watch. As painfully as that'll be, I'll have to go back and see what happened. But for the most part, that middle safety spot has worked out. But imagine where this secondary might be, where you're not put in a position where you have to have former walk-ons playing in the secondary. Drew Sanders' numbers would be incredible. You'd be rushing him more. Jordan Dominic's numbers would be even better. They've got a problem, and it's not going to get fixed this year. It's not. You're going to have to hold on tight. Like I said in the last, for those of you who've been here long enough and remember the last year under Chad Morris, I said it's going to be a roller coaster ride. Hang on. That's what it was. That's exactly what it was. The woes of being a Hog fan. Liberty, 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 liberty. Oof. I don't know if I'm going to share that GIF anymore in Discord. Liberty has better quarterback depth than we do. I mean, certainly looked that way, but I think that has more to do with how bad Arkansas secondary's been. Kids in the portal only as good as the coaches calling the plays, and that is also true. There's nothing incorrect about that statement. All right, that's it. Again, a rousing success for this postgame show. The calls were fantastic. I do appreciate you guys, everyone that called in, people who gave to the super chat. I do appreciate you guys. I know this one's tough to swallow, man. This, again, I don't know what's harder, the A&M game or this one. They're both just, now you just really, I feel like we're going to be celebrating if they just don't get curb stomped by LSU. I mean, I'll tell you guys right now, I'm not going to be leaning towards Arkansas for LSU. I'm just not. Maybe that'll change through the week. I don't know. But it's hard to look at this team. I said this a few weeks ago. It's hard to diagnose this team and to put out any kind of prediction because you really don't know what you're in for week to week. But, you go back to not being able to put away South Carolina or Cincinnati, South Carolina, Missouri State. You remember the Missouri State game? It was very similar to this one. The difference being that was an FCS opponent and they didn't have a very good defense, and it turned out they weren't a good team at all. They're riding something like a 4-game losing or 5-game losing streak. Bobby Petrino and the boys aren't so good. They're struggling. They're not good. And you struggled to put those guys away. You lost to Texas A&M. The proof is in the pudding. I'm just going to go ahead and say it. I don't think Arkansas is a very good football team this year. And I know some of you are going to be like, well, yeah, that's obvious now. But coming into this game, what were we saying coming into this game? What were we saying? Damn, did they get it figured out? We've got some consistency. They went 7 for 7 in the red zone against Auburn on the road with a team with at least more star power. I don't know, the on-the-field product isn't very good, but more star power. They've got athletes on the defensive side of the ball, and Arkansas made it look like a cakewalk. Did they get it figured out? You see what I'm saying? It's just weird. Week to week, you just don't know what the hell you're in for. And that's not a sign of a good football team, clearly. And I don't know that I see Arkansas making a bowl game. And then the question is, what does Hunter Yurachek, what does he say to Sam Pittman in the offseason? What kind of changes do we see? Because I do think you've got to demand better. And like you guys pointed out in live chat, there's no reason for this regression. It was never about the injuries. So, like, share, subscribe. I do appreciate you guys. Looking forward to doing these. Again, we're going to do it again next weekend. We got basketball around the corner. We're going to cover that on Hogville and on here. Check out Patreon. Check out Discord and all that wonderful stuff. All right. I know this one sucks. I've got some spiked Mountain Dews I'm going to chug. I've got a expensive, overly priced cigar that I'm going to smoke. And I'm going to call it an evening and get ready for next week. Lot to cover next week. So I will I will see you guys during the week. Okay. All right. put this one behind you as best you can. Hopefully you got to vent a little bit here, and you'll wake up tomorrow feeling better. I like how you put things. Thanks for being real. I appreciate that, Kyle. Appreciate you guys. I'll see you next week. Woo pig.
At Direct Service Garage Doors, we are your one-stop shop for all things garage door. From garage door repair and broken spring replacement to new garage doors and openers, we do it all. We're proud to be among the highest-rated local garage door companies in all of Northwest Arkansas. Our highly trained technicians are available 24 hours a day at no extra cost to you. So if you have an emergency, call us today, 479-203-5880, or visit our website at directservicenwa.com. Don't wait days. We'll fix it now.